Unless you grew it yourself, make sure you wash the crap out of the watermelon. Here's where the watermelon was sitting, in the watermelon patch. Right there. Because it gets porous there, you're gonna get dirt, you're gonna get manure, you're gonna get whatever they're using, whatever they're doing. It's gonna be kind of there, okay? And so you're going to want to wash it good, right? Some good, unscented, natural soap of some kind. But you get in the sink and you wash your watermelon good. Another reason why you gotta wash your watermelon good, if you're gonna put it in your shopping cart, you don't know what's on the bottom of that shopping cart. Salmonella, E. coli, you name it. A lot of times when the news is like, there's a listeria breakout on this and this, meanwhile, the listeria came from something sitting on top of something. That's really what it was. It's like there's listeria at the bottom of the shopping carts. People don't realize it. It's coming from all the meat products. That's what it is. And this isn't propaganda bullshit. It's just the reality, whether anybody likes it or not. What's your favorite part of the watermelon? Is it this nice sweet spot right here? So I'm gonna do this a little bit. I'm gonna cut this nice sweet. Is this the spot you like the most? But wait a minute here. If you're somebody and you're only eating that part of the watermelon and only that, that's not a great idea. You wanna eat more than just the sweet spot. You want more than that. You want to go into the next spot. That's where you want to go, where some of the minerals are, the bigger minerals. So let's go there now. All right, let's cut this up a little bit. We're going into it a little bit. Now, there's the midsection of the watermelon. There it is. Let's take that off. Boom, there it is. There's the midsection. You got to make sure you're eating that midsection of that watermelon. Do you know why? That's where the potassium is. Guess what? That's where the calcium is. That's right. Now, if you're eating your watermelon, you guys throw it out there. Do you throw it out? Is that where you guys throw out your watermelon? Right there? Take a look. You want to see it this way? How many times do you see that on somebody's plate right there? I've seen that on a lot of people's plate. Yeah, I ate watermelon. Yeah, I like watermelon. But look, it was in their plate just like that. Very interesting. Keep in mind, that right there is not a good thing. If you want to eat watermelon like that, of course you're welcome to, okay? But I'm just letting you know, the sodium's next. We need the sodium. That's the next part. So guess what? We got to eat deeper there. We got to go deeper into the watermelon. Now we're in here, okay? So I'm doing a little bit of cutting, right? There we go. Okay, I'm gonna flip this over. That's where we gotta go. We have to have that. You see a little bit of the white? That's the sodium. So what does watermelon do that nobody knows? It's got phytochemical compounds that have a softening agent for hard, packed fecal matter. It's got a softening agent built inside of it, phytochemical compounds that actually start to soften hard, packed fecal matter that is 50 years old, 20 years old, 10 years old, 40 years old, 5 years old, hard packed fecal matter, okay? So in our intestinal tract, what happens over the years because of all the stuff we're eating, all the intense undigested protein, all the intense fats that go rancid and solidify and become packed on the sides of the intestinal tract, all those things, including other stuff too, that gets caught in elbows. You know where the elbows are, you guys? You're looking at them. There they are. The elbows are all through here. Elbow, 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 elbow. There's elbows everywhere. You see all these elbows right here? And all that fecal matter gets trapped in there. And then as the years go on, it's not just weight gain someone gets, right? They're getting fecal matter buildup. So they start getting bloated. They start getting distension. They start getting extended, right? They start getting that because a lot of the times they'll have the fecal matter that built up over time. So, watermelon has phytochemical compounds, agents that soften old, corroded fecal matter, impacted fecal matter that's hardened and encased in the elbows of the small intestinal tract, in the elbows. Hey, I want to do a watermelon cleanse. You got to be careful because what's going to happen is you're going to break free a lot of stuff. You're going to overwhelm your immune system. It's not going to be able to keep track of all that loosened, jarred bacteria, and then you might get some bloating, some cramping, some distension. You might get some of that when you're doing that kind of watermelon. You know, you're doing watermelon, whole watermelon every single day. You might get that bloating and that distension because you're breaking free you that strep and that E. coli and that C. diff. And watermelon has the ability to do a flushing agent, like a flushing action, where it flushes out a lot of that. So it's flushing out the fecal matter, right? But it's a lot of bacteria that a lot of people have deep inside of them, a lot of it. And so you want to pace yourself. You want to eat a little bit of watermelon every day. How about that? When watermelon season hits, you eat a little bit of watermelon every day. That's how you do it. How come my tummy hurts when I eat too much watermelon? A couple of things happen when you're eating too much watermelon. Keep in mind, it's a fecal matter softening agent. It could be quickly moving some fecal matter away, softening it, okay? And when it does that, now you're getting other material right on the base of the small intestinal tract. Some people have something that's hard. It's hard and clay-like at the bottom of their stomach. So there's this like right at the bottom of the stomach, okay? Right here before it goes down to the duodenum. A lot of people have this little divot where that stomach is. So let's talk about that for a second too. Let's see if I can get the stomach out without this whole thing just falling apart. At the bottom of the stomach is going to be this little spot where there's a divot, where there is a crater. That spot is there for people who have overeaten for too many years. I'm guilty of overeating sometimes. If I'm like really hungry and it's really good food, you know, I'll push it to the limit. But it's a lot of people overeat many times in their life. Maybe not anymore. Maybe they overeat 20 years ago. But either way, there becomes this pouch at the bottom of the stomach. The pouch makes kind of like a spot where stuff can collect that doesn't get emptied, and it becomes like a clay at the bottom of the stomach, and that doesn't get emptied. Now you're eating too much watermelon, and the watermelon is putting pressure on that clay spot, that divot, and it's loosening it up too, which is not a bad thing. But either way, it's going to be really uncomfortable, and just even a little bit of it will be uncomfortable.